Hey, this video was written and produced on a disk, but that's not all. I also did all of this. Now that you know what I did, you might be wondering,
why?
Well, it all started one day when I went to turn on my closet PC and it wouldn't boot. So I decided to just put a new distro on it, but it wasn't reading any of my USBs. Luckily, I still had a few distros on DVD. I had Puppy Linux and Lubuntu. And since I like myself, I decided to put Lubuntu on. And that night, as I was showering, I was thinking about the people that use the live USB version of Puppy Linux. And while I was wondering what terrible things they must have done to punish themselves so, a thought occurred. The only thing worse would be if they did it on a live CD. Now, live CDs are probably going to be completely obsolete in a couple of years because new devices don't usually come with a DVD player anymore. But I'm one of the few people who still has blank DVDs laying around, so I decided to try a live DVD distro for curiosity's sake. So I get out the shower and download MX Linux and burn that onto a blank DVD. So first things first, I couldn't make it persistent. What that means is that every time I turned off the computer, everything I made gets deleted. Maybe it's possible and I'm just too dumb to figure it out, but because I couldn't do everything in one sitting, I cheated a little bit and plugged in a USB. And yes, I know I could have just made a live USB and it would have been better in every way, but this was never about actual usability, it was about playing with the concept. Let's start with gaming. Do not download any games onto the DVD or USB. Every time I tried, it crashed the computer. Instead, use Steam Link. I know Steam Link is cheating, but with a storage device this bad, you need to cheat a little bit. It ran everything fine. I'm sure if I got the USBs working, it would have just had slower loading times, but other than that, it should be fine. So what about day-to-day utility? MX Linux comes with LibreOffice, and while I can't say if it's good for a power user, I was able to write up the entire script with no issue. Though make sure to save everything to a USB. I've lost 2 scripts. As for internet performance, Firefox ran all web pages fine, but it did get choppy in some places. So what about actual difficult stuff? Editing. While Kdenlive did crash more than it usually does, it didn't become unusable. And again, make sure to save everything onto the USB, including the proxy clips. And both Audacity and GIMP ran completely normally. So finally, a warning, do not do this. I thought it was going to be a quick fun video idea, but it made me a very unproductive person for 2 weeks. It takes a lot longer than you expect to run anything, and sometimes you think that it's loading, and you leave it for a while and then you come back and it's still stuck on the same screen. I want to reiterate that this is not a usable solution unless it is your last resort. Honestly, just make a live USB. Hell, you can even put Puppy Linux on a live USB and it would probably be better. Only do this if you are bored and have a couple of hours to kill, and it will take up those hours. And if you made it to this point of the video, I would really appreciate a like or a subscribe. And if you could tell me what you thought about this project in the comments, I would really appreciate it. Thanks.